A nice, comfortable atmosphere here at CH headquarters. Mike Lindsley back with you for a CH Saturday. It's all brought to you by CH Insurance. They are in your corner. Call today. Get your policy looked at before the end of 2024 and into 2025. I brought the man. That's what I've done here. The main dude here, Joe Convertino Sr. How are you, my friend?
Good. Very good.
It's great to have you. So I wanted to just kind of start, how did it all begin? All that long time ago, you guys are celebrating 25 years and, you're the man.
Well, I like the way you said I'm the man. Years ago when in my previous lives, I worked for an insurance company, actually Wausau Insurance Company, for 22 years. Always thought I was a wannabe salesperson, but never had the guts to do it. I had an opportunity back in 1985 to go with a insurance brokerage firm here in Syracuse, where they dangled, great opportunity for me, and I joined the firm, and I was operations manager, president of the upstate operation. Right vehicle, wrong place. So I went to another place, which was a third-party medical benefit operation, to start their property casualty operation, which was my forte. And was there for about 8 years, and decided maybe if I could do it over there, could I do it for myself? And I convinced Joe Jr. to come into the business. That was probably in 1997.
Okay.
And when I decided to split, I had another partner with me. Joe came along, and youth is great in the business.
Yeah.
So we had 7 people back in 99, March of 99. And today we have anywhere, depending on the day, 26 to 28 people.
All right. Okay. Well, I know that group of people, that team is so important to you, from John Serino, who just celebrated a big milestone anniversary of 16 years, and obviously your son and my good buddy David Graham, and everybody that goes from top to bottom. And so as the years have gone on, do you get into, there's a word that's floated around a lot in sports, culture, right? And I think that's probably something that's used in companies too, but how often do you get involved with the year-to-year growth of the team, and what got us here 2 years ago, we need to expand upon, right? Or we need to change something. And, there's certain things that do stay the same, certain things that change that culture, that team. How often are you messing with the group that has been so successful, if I'm making sense, through the years? Do you talk to people about that? Do you mess with things?
Oh yeah, we have an executive team, which includes Joe, obviously, Tony D'Amato.
Yep.
Michelle, who
another past guest of mine.
Who has been with us for over 20 years.
Sure.
And Brandy, who is our CFO, and Joe Corsi, who's our benefit manager. And we meet monthly to talk about what has occurred to date for the year, and what ways can we find, I'll call it better mousetraps to make us more successful. And you relate it to sports. When I was in my previous life at the insurance company, I played fast pitch softball till I was almost 43 years old. And we had a very competitive team, and I was criticized because I would always hire athletes. And in my opinion, athletes know what it takes to be successful in a business world. And we were successful at that company, and we're pretty successful here as well.
I think you bring up a good point, because you see a lot of athletes in their post-playing days where they can't necessarily immediately think about, oh, what am I going to do next? But they have to find the fire still there, like the competitive fire, and a lot of them go into business for that reason. And you look at, a Troy Aikman now as a color commentator, sure, but he's got, his own beer company, his own beer line. You look at guys who have gone into real estate and been successful, and that competitive fire burns. I mean, even the greatest player of all time in basketball, Michael Jordan, is a big business guy. So you bring up a good point. We're here with Joe Sr., the man. I'm always used to saying Joe Jr. on these shows, so kind of nice to say Joe Sr. for a change.
Yeah, right.
Gee whiz. Talk about changing things up here, huh?
How do I get this info?
Well, I had to go through your agent. I had to go through a couple people here at the headquarters. They are in your corner and have been for 25 years. Joe Sr. is such a big part of it, of course. And you can log on to chinsurance.cc and check that policy, personal and commercial insurance needs today with CH Insurance. So you mentioned the fast pitch softball. Obviously, I played golf with you once now at this point, right? We went out to Turning Stone and played at Attunio in that great event that we were in earlier in the summer. When did you first fall in love with golf? I heard it was a little bit later on, right, in life?
Oh, yeah. Well, in my earlier life, I never really had time for golf.
Yeah.
As a kid, I didn't even know what golf was. I used to play baseball, basketball. And I got into 1 year. Well, how I got in the insurance business is a crazy story, and I think I'll tell it. When I got to school, my uncle got me a job at GE. I'm from Utica, New York, and I've told this story before, but I think it's kind of interesting. So GE was moving down to Virginia. It was a radio and television manufacturer in Utica, and they were moving to Virginia. I really didn't want to move to Virginia, and my father's insurance agent said, "What's Joe going to do now that they're closing the GE plant?" And my father said, "I don't know." He said, "You know what? I'm a Utica Mutual, who's now known as Utica National insurance agent. They're always looking for people." So he says, "Well, why don't you have him call this guy who was a personnel manager?" Come to find out, this guy was head of the Umpire Association. I was playing baseball. Utica Mutual had a fast pitch softball team. I went in there. Most of the time when I talked to him was about baseball, and I got hired on the spot.
Okay.
So that's how I got in the insurance business.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is kind of crazy. But, that's how sometimes the cookie crumbles, right? That's a timing thing and connections and dots and stories and all that. And this company is CH Insurance. We're in your corner. That's what it is. Every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every month of every year, right? Week, month, year. And some people might have a different definition of what that means, but what would you say? What does in your corner mean to you?
Well, in pretty simple terms. I always say this. In the insurance world, there's a lot of insurance agents. But when does, I guess I'll call it, the rubber hit the road? If somebody has an accident or gets injured, they need to be taken care of and put back in the same position they were before, whether their home burns or whether they're injured and they need surgery. And our goal here is that all of our people know that the first priority is taking care of that person or property or whatever. And the message is clear, and we perform that way. Actually, I got a call from one of our largest clients that, as you know, we're having our 25th this year,
I do.
and we're having a kind of a celebration, if you will. And he had another meeting scheduled, so he sends me a text. Joe, I canceled our other meeting because I won't want to miss your party, and I'm in your corner.
There you go. See
There
that?
it is.
There you go. There you go.
So when we see people, when I see people out or whatever, you're the guy that's in our corner. I mean, so
It carries weight.
the tag,
Yeah.
the tag is set up. We started this probably, I would say, 12, 15 years ago, and I thought it was kind of corny, but it caught on.
Caught on.
And it's our slogan.
Yeah, no doubt. So a lot of people, we'll go a couple more minutes here with Joe Sr. from CH Saturday. Obviously, the ratings are boosting because Joe Jr. is not on, so the ratings will go up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Through the roof,
They will.
off the charts.
They will.
And you can't spell charts without CH, I'm told.
Right.
There are a lot of folks who, in fact, I have friends of mine who are teachers or whatever, and it's, they're looking at retirement, right? They're like, oh, I'm 55, I'm out, or I can't wait to do this and that and travel and golf and all these different things. And you're still going. You're still grinding every day. You're in the office. You're wearing a suit. You're coming on my show. I mean, hey, if you're coming on my show, you're working. What is it every day that makes you just say, I want to keep? I'm still going. I'm still working, right? I mean, you could be doing anything you want right now instead of being at the office, right?
Right. Yeah,
And it's okay. I asked that, right?
Yeah. I enjoy what I'm doing.
There you go. That's
I
probably
think
number one, right?
That's a priority. I have select clients that I work with that I've been working with for one client I came with me from my prior life.
Okay.
And they've been with us with me for about 54 years.
That's a long time.
A lot older than you.
Well, not
you.
No, I'm older than you think. 54 is a lot closer now than it used to be.
But anyway, we have some clients that I've been involved with.
Yeah.
30 years, couple of 25s. I mean, and Joe's getting more involved with those people.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I'm gonna just wake up and say, maybe it's time.
Maybe it's time. How about the future of CH Insurance? What do you see? What do you hope?
Well, I hope we've built a great company. We have a legacy going. I'd like to say I'm the first part of the legacy. Joe's the second part. As you know, we have Alyssa, our granddaughter, who's in there. She's young. Who knows what's going to happen with her? But our plan is to keep going. We're probably one of the few truly independent agents in central New York and maybe even upstate, other than 1 and 2 person operations. So, I always like to say, in our world, CH's world, we could compete with the 2-member insurance agency, and we can compete with the major brokers.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got that expertise with myself, Joe, Tony, Michelle, John. I mean, so we're positioned pretty good for the future, in my mind.
So when I was asked to come into the headquarters to do this interview with you, I told Joe Jr. that only if I can sit in these comfy seats, right? Because they're so comfortable in the big room, and we're here, and there's just SU stuff all over the place, right? And so I know your passion and love for sports and Orange football and basketball and everything that goes with it. Give me your couple of favorite moments through your life do you have? I mean, obviously what's behind us might be number one, right?
Right.
But you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. I think back for football, probably one of the best games I've ever seen at the Dome is, I don't even know what year it was. It was Syracuse, Miami,
Sure.
when Gedney got tackled right
Oh,
at
yeah.
the 1 yard line.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember
Oh,
that?
of course I remember it, yeah.
And,
Yeah, Chris was a friend of mine.
was he?
Yeah. Miss him a lot.
And that was probably a memorable moment. And probably the next memorable moment was when Pearl threw a half-court shot
Against BC, sure.
and ran off the court.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and we were there for both games.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Miami, Syracuse too was McNabb's senior year when Cuse actually blew him out.
Right.
And he was running off and, doing the whole thing. And there's been some moments in that place, man.
Yes.
I'll
tell you, Friday night's game was a momentous game.
It was a big one. Were you there for SU West Virginia in '87? You were there for that one? Okay. So that's got to be up there. McPherson to Owens. Yeah.
Right. That was a big one.
The option to the left. Yep.
Yeah. That was a big game. I mean, they've had some great games up there, and hopefully they're building themselves back up.
Yeah.
Seems like they're going to have a pretty decent season this year if everybody lives up to expectations.
Yeah, no doubt. So the final thing I have for you is, and I like to ask this question to a lot of people, but it kind of, I think, holds a special place for you because of the longevity and what this place is and what you've built here and the fact that you have family ties, going generations now, is when there's people around the water cooler who are with CH and they're your clients, or they're people who might want to be a client, or they see your ad, or they hear in your corner, or they see an event out in public and they're just kind of watching you guys and whatever, and CH Insurance comes up. What do you hope they say about you? CH Insurance, men, women, children, people start talking CH Insurance. What do you hope comes out of their mouths? What do you hope they say about this place?
Well, I hope they say good people, honest, knowledgeable, helpful, and in your corner.
There it is, right at the end. Your granddaughter said the same thing. When I asked her about what do you hope that, people say, or I think it was close. Maybe I didn't ask it directly like that, but she said, I just want them to say that we're in their corner.
Yeah.
Smart lady, right?
She's really come along. Alyssa's really, I'm very proud of her.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of her.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of Joe too.
Yeah.
Joe, I can't say Joe beat my expectations because I knew he would do it.
Mm-hmm.
When I brought him into my previous firm, a couple of my other partners said, "What if he isn't successful?" I said, "I'm not even worried about that. I knew he would be successful." And he proved me right, and he proved them wrong.
Yeah.
And it's evident by what he's doing with the firm. I mean, he preaches a lot, as you know.
A little
A little bit.
A little bit. Hey, you're on the billboards too here, pal. Come on, let's go.
Sometimes.
You gotta get it cleared.
Yeah.
You gotta get it cleared.
So
I want the fat heads on the wall, man. That's what I want. I want like the big,
Yeah. So no, everything is going well. Everybody always says to me, did you think when you started you would be where you are? And I said, yeah. In my mind, I'm, like you say, athletes are always upbeat and positive. And if you get knocked down, and you're sliding to second base and you're out, the next time you slide into second base, you're hoping you're going to be safe.
Yeah. So the ultimate story here, the ultimate lesson is if you are a fast-pitch softball superstar, launch an insurance company. Duh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about superstar. I still haven't made the Hall of Fame.
Oh, man. Well, something's wrong there. That's the ultimate crime right there. What an unbelievable treat. So what a treat to have you. Joe Convertino Sr. here on a CH Saturday for a nice little change, and it's all brought to you by CH Insurance. They're in your corner, personal, commercial insurance, the Boost program available as well. Those benefits, you got to get them for your company to feel great at home and at the office. Unbelievable place to be. In your corner. They are CH Insurance, and they've been in your corner for 25 years. Get that policy looked at today. Joe, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This is the ML Sports Platter brought to you by CH Insurance.